Aw, man. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot wave. Sad face. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I am your host, Quantum Trader. Quantum Trader, say hello. How are we doing today? Last time on Spaceball Z, we brought Bob back into the fold. And Bob did some welding for us. And he wrapped up our things. The other thing we did was collected a whole boatload of ice. And I'm hoping that we collected enough ice that we are full. And if we are, we're close. We are at 67%, slowly churning upwards to more than 67%. I've got lots of power things happening. Off stream, I did collect a bunch of ice, so we wouldn't have to sit there and watch me mine a bunch of things. I also created or collected a bunch. I did a couple of collections of cobalt, and we see here some of the new blocks. We have a new hydrogen thing. I wanted to add a second one, so I put one back here for all this stuff. So if we take a look at our ice, we've got 32K in this generator, got 32K in that generator, and we have 120K sitting in here. So I did some ice collection, I did some cobalt collection, and some magnesium. I tried to find gold, but you know, it didn't happen. The gold wasn't happening, and so that's okay. We'll get through it. I think I'm gonna process this over cobalt. In my opinion, I think magnesium is more important, as I have less of that than I do cobalt. But we'll get there running. The other thing I was gonna do is probably, I don't want to do it right now, but I was looking at battery power, and we're pretty good. I think we'll be able to make it. So I think honestly, this episode we are going to take off space. Some other things I did off stream, or off screen rather, is so this got welded out, and I believe it is done and ready to fire. We haven't tested our thrusters or anything like that. You can see there was some minor issues with stuff. Super fun. Bob got stuck. The reason that's dug out is Bob got stuck trying to basically trying to weld a landing gear that wasn't actually spawning, but it sat there and it continued to try to just weld the landing gear. So we already went through all this stuff as far as things we refreshed. I will say I got to see an experiment, and the cool thing about this, we all know how the survival kit, how slow it is. So this guy fills up your health and stuff fairly quickly. If we come out here and we dive down, this, I added one of the recharge blocks here, and this fills as quickly. It's almost as fast as the actual med kit, which is spectacular, because that means you're not sitting there waiting on it. So L4 is good. We still have some thrusters, some downward thrust here. I believe we have a couple of big boys down below as well that need to be, well, no, we don't. We grinded them all down. I was going to say, I thought we had, oh, we still have 2 lift thrusters. So we still have some lift thrusts that we're going to use to help us get off the planet, including those little guys. Those will be cannibalized later. And then I did some other stuff on the inside. So this all got welded out. We can see the ship definitely needs a paint job, and that's coming next. I just haven't had a chance. Haven't done it, but so we did all this, made this change. I put in the vat. I like the way this thing looks. Let me see if I can get my, let's see if I can get in there. I love the way this thing looks when you're floating inside of it. Oh my gosh. Go into the cockpit, into here, into here. There we go. Yeah, but I like how you look when you're floating in the thing. That this was a lot of effort just to show you that. But I think it looks better, and I think it's an interesting replacement for the crowd tube, so I like that. Anyways, and then I did this. I squared off this section because we didn't have a use for this yet. What I did was I created essentially a little lab space. And the lab space looks like this. We got some desks, we got a projector, we have the experiment, we have this big experiment over here, including the drawer. This has the colas and stuff in it, so you know, we're keeping our experiments up. We've got this. What does this do? It turns the projector on and off, so we can. So that's what that's for. And we got this little thing here. We got another lab bench. I think this has a couple of data pads in it that we had laying about. This experiment's running because, you know, why not? Captain's desk with some inspirational posters so I can watch this stuff, plus money and a single weapon and a health kit. I thought that was, you know, something to do. And then we have a couple of things in each of these desks, including this is our spectrometry monitor, which obviously we're pointing at nothing right now. And then that does blueprints, and this does graphs. So it feels like we're doing experiments in here. Other captain's shelf. health kits, paint kit, that kind of stuff. So that's what we did. And I used the new interior blocks for the flooring in here. I thought it would look cool. So just kind of tested it out, get an idea of what it all looks like and how it works. I enjoyed it, and I wanted to have the new lab doors. And honestly, this because there was a light panel here, this didn't do exactly what I wanted it to, but it's good enough. It's good enough. So yeah, that is pretty much done. The ship is, I mean, it's not complete because I still have to build out the thruster pods on top and stuff like that, but I think it is ready to get to space. The next thing I was going to do, I discovered that Bob can cannibalize non-connected grids if they're connected to the grid. So I tested it by painting some stuff pink here. And so if we paint, for instance, this guy here and this guy here, Bob gets to work nearly immediately. And so, because I don't plan to take the flying scroll to space, I don't see a reason to. Um, to me, we're gonna go ahead and save just in case, because you know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna say paint the whole thing, and it's gonna paint my entire ship, and that'll be a sad day. So, what we're gonna do, I think what I want to do first is I want to get in here and I want to do batteries. For the utility batteries, I'm gonna set them to discharge, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to just waste the energy that we have here, but we can get everything else out of the way. Um,
Inventory full.
so this is kind of my idea. Just grind some stuff off and let Bob eat this thing while it's sitting there. So in addition to this, because this is the idea that I had, whoop, because this is the idea that I had, and I actually didn't mean to set that thing to pink as much as I did. That's okay though. So, but because of this, I had the other idea was to um, I needed to do the same for our dear Pronoid Mark II down here. But as it was sitting out there like a genius that I am, it sat out there so long the batteries died. And so let's go and get ourselves this unknown signal. We only have until the end of May to get that stuff knocked out. So we can go ahead and do that. Let's fly on over. What do we got right here? Are you happen to be gold by chance? That'd be so good. You're not. You're not gold at all. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. So this can be one of those ones that rolls away. It is. You can tell because it's a rolly looking. We gotta sneak up on it, alright? Sneak up on it! Oh, it's still bugged. That sucks. It's been happening a lot. And I actually, if I have Izzy set to decompile all these things, every time I grind one of these down and put the parts in the Malifaux, it's just going to get ground back to the number I'm looking for. I think I only put some stuff set to disassemble, and everything else is, you know, keep, assemble, whatever. So we're going to get those batteries draining as quick as possible. Fortunately, like I said, the what do you call it? The Pronoid has already got dead batteries, so really I can nearly immediately put this thing into charge. So what we're going to do really quick is do a little recap what we did. So last time, like I said, we did a little bit of mining. We got some of this built out, and you guys got to see what that's going to look like. Everybody's very nice. Clyde, thanks for lamenting about my flight woes. Yep, Bob's back to work. We're back to work. Everybody's back to work. Some of the panels are just decorative, but I know there's one that had a button, and I think I used it for something, and then it's not working now for some reason. And then Lord Chaos mentioned that the lack of prizes and the unknown signals is a known bug. Hopefully they get it fixed. Just 2 more horns and change the name to try. Oh, yeah. He's not. That's not a horn. That's like the forward. Whatever. And then yeah, and then Chad said he was making fun of my inability to stay on task with my squirreling about. Your ship is shaped, and he said your ship is shaped is sometimes like a kid playing at a friend's house for the first time. You get one toy to play with it, and suddenly you're digging into the toy box, play with another one. And then at least I armored up around the big hydrogen tank, which is true. I did armor around it so that we could take a look at that. Um, so it's predicted, and he said he won't give me too much grief for having a big old hydrogen tank on the outside. Plus, it's not all consolidated. That we have obviously a ton of hydrogen tanks all about the whole ship. So, um, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about the observation deck. I don't know why I wanted it there. It just, I don't know. It's funny because I'm playing by myself, and I typically play by myself. So it's like, what's the point of building a ship that sort of can house multiple people if you play by yourself? And I don't really have an answer for that. I don't know what the point is. So, so next step is to go ahead and get the pronoid taken care of. Now I know that I could put Bob on fly mode and have him grind down there, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is get the pronoid connected via engineering solution. Oh, I need to turn this guy on. So we're going to get it connected via the engineering solution. And then from there, I think I've got his wheel brakes on, but we're going to shimmy past it because I don't really want to get in and out of this thing. And I also don't know that the Googler here is actually effective enough to show to keep this thing from drifting backwards on the off chance that I turned the friction off on that. So let's see, we should be pretty close. Now, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, the guy here, I can take this down. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get this. There we go. Bye bye Pronoid Mark II. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all you did for us. Hopefully it doesn't grind this thing first. Actually we can fix that by giving it some color first so that we don't immediately. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Get this thing squared away. And we'll make sure we keep these things on discharge mode. That's one. Discharge mode, that's two. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, Bob should be able to get this thing tore down pretty quick, and then we can go about our day. All right. Yeah, so there we go. We're going to let this guy get ground down. Bye-bye, Paranoid. You were good to us. Sorry that you don't get to go to space with us. I didn't mean to grind the cockpit out. That was my bad. Well, since it's happened, might as well. There we go. Just keep going. Keep going. All right, anyway, so yeah. So attempt to protect it. Yeah, you won't give me grief too much. Observation cockpit. Let's see what else. Your experience in flight delays is. Oh, and then Chad said my experience in flight delays is specifically why he chooses to drive if he can. And normally I would have, but this was like a whirlwind trip just to get some stuff taken care of, and I didn't feel like it would have made the trip much longer than if we had not. Oh, wait a minute. Why is that? That's interesting. Why? Why did Bob... I don't know what's going on there. Bob should not be grinding this, the middle cargo container. All this stuff should be safe. Bob only grinds pink. I know. And helping Bob is part of the thing we do. So now, we've got quite a bit of stuff. We have some things on board. Oh, we can test how quick it recharges. See. Bing. Yeah, very good. That's very useful. I like how fast it goes. If we check in here, we can check the large hydrogen tank. Is it just called... It's funny that it's not called large. So we are at... Just the large hydrogen tank alone is at 33%. So that's not very full, but that's okay. We've got a ton of storage for that stuff, and then we'll cut all of that off. I think we can also go through the process of chopping this guy up. It's much harder to grind these things out. There we go. I forget that we had... forget that I had some different design on this thing that... There we go. This can all be dealt with later. We could even leave some of this up. I mean, it is already mounted in a way that we could potentially turn this into something in space. So maybe I'll do that. I just don't know what I would turn it into. If anybody has an idea, you let me know. Because we don't have to get this thing right now. We can just leave it like this, and it's decharging its batteries. So that's, you know, that's something we can have it do. Is this one also set to discharge? It is. You're set to discharge. Yes, and you're set to discharge. Perfect. So in theory, if we really wanted to, we could turn this into something else. We don't have to. We can leave it like this and then just grind it off. This guy's going to stay. We're going to replace all those with some stuff. So while Bob is taking care of that, we need to make preparations, I think, is the next step. I think that's the kind of where we're at. I don't need this. I think what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna help Bob grind this out really quick. So we might time lapse that. We've already kind of started a little bit of quick time lapses, so we may go ahead and time lapse that, start that up, and see about blowing through those things, because we did some magnesium mining. We've got some ice, cobalt. We don't need ice. This will help charge up the batteries. I know we're processing right now. The refinery is chewing through stuff. I don't know why it keeps choosing cobalt as its primary thing, but I guess, let's see. If we look at ores and ingots, oh, we do have quite a bit of magnesium. I didn't know we had that much. Oh, but that's ore. We only have this much, but we have 21. I don't know. I don't know why it's choosing that. It is. That's fine. We'll just live with it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get some grinding done on this guy down here. See if we can't figure out what we want to do. Dismiss that. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to park this guy right here. I'm going to let Bob continue doing what he's doing. Why is this... Oh, it's turned off. I was like, why is this being weird? It's because it's turned off. Makes sense. Just going to get this thing docked up so that we can sit here, and this will be securely fastened, and I can work through what I'm looking at. So give me a second. We're just going to let this work in the background. I'll probably skip all this part, so bear with me. Okay, let's go get ourselves this unknown signal. Bob's still cutting that off. Bob. Bob, what are you doing? What are you doing? Precious resources, Bob. Precious resources that we don't actually need. And we'll just make our ship ultimately heavier. That's okay. That's okay, Bob. I thought about having this, instead of being where it's at right here, I actually thought about like how could I get it to up there? Basically, carry it to the top and then um, like carry it up to the top and see how I could potentially go about getting it onto the deck up there so that when all this stuff falls to the ground, it just collects into the recycler, but I don't know. Also, if you haven't played since the update and you had Toolshake turned off by default, you might have to go in and return that off. That's just nature of the beast. Something changed and it got turned off, so be leery of that,
Inventory full.
because that's one of those things that it will mess with you. And your Toolshake will be turned back on, and the next thing you know, all hell's breaking loose, and you know, people are at war with one another. It's a whole violent thing. Avoid war, kids. Turn on Toolshake. Turn off Toolshake? I don't know. I didn't really think all that through when I was talking. Shocking, I know. You guys are probably baffled that me, of all people, wouldn't think something through, but here we are. We've done it. We've not thought. We've intentionally not thought, and that is a power far greater than anyone could understand. At this point, we could take off to space with this stuff just hanging here, and it would continue to do its job. Bob would continue to do his job, I guess, is actually what would happen. There's so many different angles I built on this thing. I think I did a good job. I want to say the Pronoid's design was top notch for ground skim combat. Um, he did suffer some minor defeats, but nothing crazy. I think we did all right, guys. I think this will be one for the history books. I'm not going to upload it. I don't think anybody asked for that. I don't think anybody cares. And that's okay. I care. I care about the Pronoid, not the Prolapse. All right, let's go get this unknown signal. Maybe I'll let it set, percolate for a bit. It'll actually give me an item. Nobody knows. If it's still bugged, that wouldn't be surprising to me. Whee! Let's see if I can accidentally kill myself. Only use enough thrust to keep yourself aloft while you sail through the air. Turn on the dampeners. Oh, this one's gonna do some wonky. I can sense it. Oh no. Let's see. Come on, something. Nope. Still no. I will say this one always grind the big boy off first, because that's where all the fun's at. Med packs. I guess I was injured enough for that to count. The new design on these things is really quite incredible. Ooh. Yeah, okay, this way. Is really quite incredible, I have to say. I haven't seen that. I can't wait. Actually, I want to get to space as quick as possible because the cargo ships are supposed to also be really spectacular, and I would love to see those. And it's hard to see those if I'm stuck down here without cargo ships. So, oh, don't kill yourself. Right there. Get some juice back. Yeah, it refills so fast. It's so good. I'm so excited about that. That thing is gonna change the game because that means you don't have to have a survival kit in every freaking hole. Now I know it doesn't heal you, but that's okay. It doesn't have to heal you. Healing is for the weak and injured, I guess. Come on, let's get this thing ground down. All right, I'll pick you up on the other side. We're gonna get this ground down, and you will see me once this is gone. Farewell, Pronoid. You did a good job. You did exactly what I poorly designed you to do. Ta-da! Okay, guys, we did it. Yay! No more Pronoid. Sad day for everybody. Okay. Next step. What is the next step? Next step is to see if this thing can fly. Yeah, next step, fly. And exiting cockpit up here. It's going to be a nice long walk. Doop, 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 especially if you want to get out in a contained space. You know what I didn't think about? I should... No, it's fine. Okay. So really the question is, do all the engines fire on? Testing side thrust. Oh no, Malafor. Hydrogen thrust. Thrust. Large hydrogen. Large hydrogen. We have none of these grouped because we didn't do that. We should have done that off screen. We didn't do that off screen. That's okay. Let's turn off all. Save. And then we can turn off terminal. Perfect. Okay. Now, 4. Side thrust test. Perfect. Down thrust test. Okay. Lift thrust test. Side thrust test. Side thrust test. We have full side thrust. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and crank this guy on. Crank these guys on. Let's go ahead and disengage that park brake. We are aloft. Somehow we're still generating. We're gonna. What? Okay. Okay, they're not actually spinning. Perfect. Okay, we are fully aloft. Oh, we're relocked. Okay, I think we're ready, guys. Gonna turn that back on. Power-wise, we should be relatively good. Yeah, I think it's it, guys. I think we just now we're skedoodling to the final frontier. Cue epic cool guy music. Or you know what? Let's not cool epic. Let's not do that. Let's do that really quick. Let's go grab ourselves a paint can and let's give this thing a paint job really quick. That's what I think is going to happen. So grab this guy and this guy. All right. I don't know what that's clean armor. Okay, battered armor. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna save. This may take some reloading because sometimes this thing doesn't work the way I like it to. So we're gonna save really quick. Yes, I'd like to save. And everything that is gray and blue, well, let's do blue first. Everything that is blue, if we do Shift R, replacement mode only available in creative game mode with SM creative tools. Is that true? That's not. Shift R. Shift R. Did they change this? They must have changed it so that you can't do. Well, that's obnoxious. What are we gonna do about that? You know what? Okay. We're gonna bear with me for a second. Oh, wrong button. That's my bad. Enable creative tools. Let's Shift R. Okay, all gray has become that color. Okay, and then this, we're gonna do clean armor. Anything orange would have gone to clean, right? Okay. And then I wanted gold for anything that was this red color. So, no! And this is exactly why we saved. Because I did not want to accidentally paint my entire ship a color. Oh, and there's no undo button because this isn't Space Engineers 2. Porque? Porque? It's what it is. You just gotta live with what you gotta live with, you know? We'll get back in. Be right back. And we're back. Okay, let's try this one more time. So, okay. Gray, we want it to be battered. And then this red color, we want it to be gold. Save right here. No, what? Those are not the same colors. Those weren't the same colors. Okay, turn that off. What in Sam hell? None of those were the same color. In what world? I don't know why I did that. Truly, I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense. These were not all that red color. I don't know why it thought they were. I don't know. It's very peculiar. Those are all supposed to be that color, but not those. You weren't red, you weren't red. Like, why? You definitely weren't red. You definitely also can be, that's fine, you can stay gold. I don't care about that. And then you, what? I don't want carbon fiber, that's terrible. Is there a frozen? There should be a frozen armor one. Frozen, oh, man, frozen lagged a little bit. That was rough. Yeah, I still don't know why this color changed all of those. That's very peculiar. Let's save again and see. Oh, I'm gonna regret that, I think, but we're gonna. It's interesting that it's not. It is very interesting. I don't know what it's doing. Off. Battered, 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 battered. See, all this is not battered either. What in the hell? Let's go take a look inside real quick and see what the... All this is fine. This is all good. I wanted to have clean... Actually, I was going to do plastic in here, and I think I was going to do, like... No, that's not what I wanted. Did that painted the whole ship, I bet. Oh, goodness gracious. This is why. That's why we do that. That's okay. That was just one color screw up. So we go back to battered. Battered, battered, battered. Bitter, battered, 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 bitter butter. Then we turn off replacement mode. Then we go to plastic. This is kind of like a clean room, which I think looks cool. Oh no, I think I had this like white color in here. Yeah, I did. Cool. No! There we go. All that looks like it should. Perfect. Oh my gosh, get out of here. So there is a weird section that is not technically... I'm okay with that because I can do like this right there and it just builds out a section right there specifically for that. Oh hey, this is actually a good example of that. This is the button that I was talking about that is a button that you can press. See, and that turns that welder on. Like, actually turns this welder on below it. But yeah, that button works just fine. So who knows? I don't really understand why some it works, some it doesn't. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. These should be off. I don't know what they're doing exactly. Let's see. Are you off? You are off. Okay, cool. I don't know why that got painted gold, truly. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think the thing had a seizure maybe. It's just like, you know, it'd be funny. What if we just painted ourselves gold randomly? And then the thing was like, yeah, we should do that. That sounds like a good idea. Okay. Oh, I'm in creative, damn it. That should be battered. Is it battered? Why are you not painting? Oh, I know why. There we go. Okay. All the gold has been ungolded where it did need to be gold. That's fine. That works great. We've got some unfinished stuff. This is obviously exposed, but that's okay. We're not worried about that right this second. The ship has a color to it, which I love. I did kind of want to do like a... I wanted to have like a camo, I think, but I could do weldless. Just like one stripe through the ship. So it looks kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Because I have this light blue too that I was going to potentially do a stripe for, but I don't see a place to really do that. I don't know. We can design this later. This is not important. This is probably the least important thing I'm doing right now. I just wanted to get a little bit of color down and get the dust. Knock the dust off, you know, fresh coat. Say this is what it's going to look like. Here's what it is. You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. References to songs. All right. Why are you gold? Why are you... Okay, let's go ahead and turn off creative before we forget to do that, because that would be a tragic mistake. Or a mistake that would require me to feel bad and reload or handicap myself in some way. And I don't really want to do that, so let's go grab this color here, paint you. You know what? You can be this color. What? Why did that not paint? Perfect. Okie doodly okie, Batman. We're ready to go. We're ready to take off to space. That's what we're doing. This episode is happening. I don't see another planetary respawn ship coming in, so we're just gonna do that. You can have that there. Did one just spawn as I said that? It did. It did, in fact. Wait for that to come down, and then, yeah, I'm gonna zip over there, grab that guy, and then you guys will be... Did it paint? You know what? We're just gonna say that this black color is this color. We're gonna paint you, and you, and you, and you. You stinky Von Tramps. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened, but I am determined to correct it. I'm sure internally the ship has got some weird colored stuff going on, but that's okay. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Let's go ahead and go get ourselves this unknown signal, see if it gives us another nothing. If it does give us a nothing, that's sad, and well, we'll be sad for it, but at least we can say we tried. Hey, it's one of our ice digging holes. Smoking green stuff, love it. Hey, zebra boots. I definitely don't have 1,000 of those. I think there's an achievement which I've never gotten because I've never bothered to get it, but it's like get change clothes like 60 times or something. And I don't have it yet. I don't know that I want it, honestly. Alright, Malifaux, let's get to space. To space! I don't have thrust override turned on for the engine part of this. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to utilize downward thrust to get space. I do not believe my plan is to... my plan in this current moment is definitely 100% not to try to do it with just the reverse engine thrust. Because that's one thing I didn't do. I never finished. I didn't finish our big thruster out the back, which would have looked cool as hell. And I didn't finish it. You know what? Another day. Another day. Another day. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be right back. Alrighty. We are back. I don't know where we left off, if I'm being honest. It's almost nighttime, though, which is going to be great. Oh, you see that? I did a little, I wanted to, like, oh, we took off to space, and we were just going to use downward thrust, and it wasn't going to look as, wow, look how bright that is. That's crazy. These things should be turned off. So, I'm not sure what's going on there. But, I turned Bob off. Hey, look at this thing. Why are you painted weird? I turned Bob off, and I did some... Yeah, I don't know why that was painted. Anyways, turned Bob off, and I did some sculpting. I didn't finish it out, and I did a little welding so I get an idea what it looks like. But this is what I came up with: some reverse thrust, some forward thrust, all piped in, shrouded. I think it gives the ship a cool little vibe ski. So I'm excited to get Bob to get this to finish up. I'm gonna go in here and turn him back on and let him get to work. I had to do some resculpting, so all this is still heavy armor, but you see that it's, you know, different design shapes and language and stuff. Still looks good, I think. Ooh, nearly decapitated myself. So, once we get all that put in, I'm going to go ahead and get the thrusters set so that all the hydrogen thrusters are good. I'm used to walking down there, but, you know. What we're used to is not always what we're used to. So let's do hydrogen. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't rename any of those hydrogen thrusters at all. Not a single one. That's okay. We can just do this. I have to go. I will be right back. You know, normally when I be right back, I definitely 100% copy. I normally pause the video so I don't have to. Which one of these has to be large? Oh, it's this guy. So we're gonna do, how about G? There you go, and then you. So, what we need to do first is when we talk about hydrogen thrusters, we do this, and we get all of these added to the same grouping, including you. And then we save. Turn off toolbar, terminal. Okay. Then we want all the reverse thrust to be also turned off. Or toggleable. Toggleable. Perfect. We do Malafor for reverse hydro. Save that. And we want all the forward thrust. So forward, 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 forward. And a smarter me would definitely 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I should have 5 for the big boy. Yep, there you go. Okay. Forward thrust override. Malafor. Forward thrust override. Perfect. And turn this off. It looks like we got ourselves another one of those. We're gonna go pick up while Bob welds. I know. We're just constant delays. Constant delays. We're gonna seal this in, by the way. Huh. It's supposed to be that color. Any of these get painted weird? No? Okay, perfect. What is going on here? Why is that? Weird. That was strange. Not sure what happened there. Oh, it's sparking. Sparks of the future. TM. Is it Control Z to dampen to something? It is in fact Control Z. Come on, something cool. Ooh, glamour gloves. Glamour. What did we get? Oh, nothing. Nothing useful. Alright. Let's get this Malafor into space. Look, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful launch. I'm excited. We shall go forward unto dawn. Is this all piped up? Did the piping get done? It did. What about you? Is the piping done there? It looks like it is, except for we don't have a thruster right there for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. 9. Off. Copy all settings. Paste. Look at that. Alright. I mean, the armor's not done, but that doesn't matter, because this guy should be able to turn on. So let's go ahead and... Ah, lovely weather. I was just hoping for, weather. That sounded like that's exactly what I wanted. Let's go up here. Okay, so now what we need to do, interestingly enough, how come nothing is in my... Oh, damn, man. Okay, Malafor Hydro Thrust. There's one thruster we didn't do. We're going to... There we go. Perfect. Reverse thrust. I'm gonna save that guy because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on either side. 5, 6, 7, 8 on the left side. 9, 10, 11, 12. So that seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Should have 13 reverse thrust. Okay. So for some reason all of that came off my bar. I don't know why. Who knows? Who? What? Oh, I think I know what's happened. No, what is happening? For some reason the cockpit is showing the build options. Oh, this is a feature that can be turned on. How do I turn it off? I'll do a quick Google. Let's Google again. Space Engineers. How to turn off build from cockpit. Let me see what we got going on here. Control Y key to toggle tools. Nope, that just turned off the whole ship. That ain't it. That ain't it. Um, I know there's a video. How to turn off build from cockpit. That has to be a thing. It's Control G apparently. There we go. Okay, so one of these engines is showing to be on. Which one do you think it is? Manifold thrust. Let's grab all of the thrust. There we go. I wonder which one that was. So, if we look at, do a quick test fire. Let's boot all the engines on. We've got down thrust. Beautiful. We've got reverse thrust. Beautiful. Looks cool as hell, by the way. We've got forward thrust. Oh, yeah. Side thrust. Side thrust. Perfect. We are ready to cook, gentlemen. Um, yeah, all it's left to do is get space. That's it. We go forward unto dawn. We do not go silently in that good night. For some reason the engines are on, which is probably soaking up all of our hydrogen. Let's go ahead and turn those bad boys off, even though... Let's turn both of those things off. Engines off. I think we have enough thrust to get out of space. Get to space. I feel like we do. So, first... And... Ah! Dump all that crap in there. There we go. Ship is cleaned. We're painted. We are ready for takeoff. Almost even completed. We're gonna leave Bob running. He's gonna get all this. You know what? Let's help him out. Let's. Yeah. I think we're good. We are good to go. I don't know what that's gonna be for. We'll worry about that later. We'll build this in space later. It's not important right this second. Let's get in here and let us get to space. Alright, we have all systems check. Obviously the thing on the bottom is gonna be... Yeah, you know what? Okay, let's... Last thing. We gotta chop that off. Let's go ahead and save. Grab a quick save so we don't kill ourselves or the whole ship by doing this.
Inventory full.
Oh no. Why are we rolling? This is bad. This is bad. How do we put on? Oh god. Huh. Did not expect that to happen. Oof, look how close we are to the ground. That is uncomfortably close. Not too bad. Hey, look, we still have the landing gear there. We could have definitely locked ourselves down for that. I forgot all about this guy. So, that's okay. Hey, look at the more crap. Nope, wrong color. How did that get missed? Ah, it doesn't matter. I'm stuck. Okay. We got it. We are gonna dump into here. Let's take a quick gander at our work. Look at that. It looks cool. I think. I think it looks pretty neat. It's gonna be good. We have a weird coloring of this engine right there. Let's go ahead and get all these things dialed out. What do we think, guys? That is it. That's the screenshot too. That's the shot. The shot is money. We have no lighting, so we're gonna get to space blind. That's okay. Grab one of those. We'll finish it out. It looks cool. I'm excited about it. I like the top cockpit. I like that we have this lounge area down here. I like everything about it. And these will eventually become something more useful than, oh gosh, than that. Go ahead and heal. If somebody wants to leave me a comment down below, how do how do you get rid of these things? Like, do you just recycle them? Is that like, can you select more than one, or are you just like you just have to do one at a time? And I actually don't even know how to do it. It says recycling, but what am I getting for this? Honestly, don't know. But isn't there a way to like sell these things? I have no idea. I've never done this before. Truthfully. Um, but I know there's a way to get rid of this stuff, and I think it's like you can trade them in and buy other things or something. I don't know. So interesting. Okay, well, there's that. That is all we're doing with that. We're not going to do any more. All right, so now that we have the ship parked, we have engines on. We definitely need to have forward thrust, Malafor, lift thrust. That's atmospheric. The air thrust, forward thrust override. Okay, so this is increase thrust override, decrease thrust override. Perfect. That's how we're going to do that. On page 1, we definitely want to have the Malafor reverse thrust right here. We can say turn that off. We have 2 Gatling guns. They don't need to be turned on right now, but it probably wouldn't hurt. I think we're okay. Yeah. Let's get to it. Cue some epic music. What do we say? Um, I'm trying to think of something epic and nostalgic to say. How about we set a course for winds of fortune and surely heaven waits for us as we go to space. I think we might actually head towards, once we get to space, we may like pretty directly head towards one of those. We're gonna depark that. Make sure that none of those ships at the back dislodged. They did not. Perfect. We got 74%. Let's switch over. Let's go ahead and start kicking off. Yes, it is time. Guys, we're doing it. I don't want to use... Oh, this is crazy. Dude, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. Oh, Jesus. We just... Bruh. That just nearly went really bad. Ugh. That was nearly tragic. Let's, I don't even, let's bring it down. Okay, failed launch attempt. I'm glad I noticed. I thought we were clear. I thought gravity had reduced. I thought we were in the freaking clear. We were not in the freaking clear. But something's going on here. I'm pretty sure this is cooking the engine. This is getting cooked by the engine. That's what that repair is. That's the only thing it could be. Yeah, yep. I feel like that's what's happening, is this is getting... I don't actually know, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. Definitely we're taking damage. I thought we tested this for damage, and it seemed like it was working just fine. This one... I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. If anybody does know, that would be super keen to spill the beans. That'd be useful. I truly, I don't know what that was. I'm surprised. I can't believe we survived that, honestly. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Right there. Oh, thank you. Um, Is that how that looks? I actually don't know. Oh, it uses... Okay, well, that was a somewhat chaotic moment of panic. We have a sprite relay post we're not going to go mess with. We don't really have a machine to fight those things with unless we just H-man it, and I do not want to H-man it. I'm a little... I thought we were home free. I thought we had it. I thought we were breaking the atmosphere and we were going to disappear. Aw, you punk. Nice try. These little robots, man. These little robots. There we go. Let's get to space now. This time for real, for real. It looks great, I have to say. Looks incredible, but as far as capabilities, we did not do the best. So here we go again. We should have, we can take a quick look. We can say ice. What do we got? Ooh, are we? No way. Did we process all our ice? That is crazy. That's like 100,000 ice. 100, multiple hundred thousands of ice. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna get to space and nearly immediately have to find ice. Is what I'm thinking. Okay. Here we go. Systems are on. Let us set a course for Winds of Fortune once more. Okay. We are... Get some speed and then we will tilt up and we will get to space. Once more, we're going towards that unknown signal. Ultra mega unidentified signal. Here we go. Let's get some altitude and get off this freaking planet. We're at 92 gravity. Gravity 8.3. We have not lost speed. You know what we didn't do? We didn't create an interior con per Chad's request. We are still climbing. Speed is reducing. It's cutting engine speed. We are at 54%. We're still climbing. Gravity is still going down. We've done it. We've set a course for winds of fortune. Now, here's the one problem we have. I am curious. We're in space. Let's go ahead and let's shutter the engines. Let's bring us to a halt. I'm curious about one thing. Cool. Look at that. There's gonna be a screenshot in that, right? I don't know. Is that the screenshot? We'll see. So I was gonna see, is that being obstructed? It certainly is. What if we did this? Oh. I kind of want to move this. I kind of want to move this to, but I think that allows it to target. So let's find out. Let's do that first. Oh, not having a gravity generator may be my greatest regret. But we can see how the new hallways handle zero gravity. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I don't feel like I'm walking up the walls or anything. It's kind of useful. Okay. Um, let's do this. Lower screen. I think that's the keyboard. Nope, that's the keypad. Where's the keyboard? Do we have a keyboard here? Okay. Oh, wrong thing. I think the lower screen, or the keyboard, is currently showing what? Artificial horizon. Okay, cool. So if we do apps and we say radio spectrometry, no ore detected, and then we would just have to point the ore at something. Oh, and additionally, we would have to, let's see, Malafor, there. We would have to have this turned on so that we could do that. So, okay. Let's see. We're gonna need a camera. Oh, going downstairs is wonky with gravity. Where is our camera? 3. Okay. There we go. Yeah. That way we know what we're pointing it at. Oh, we don't have gravity. Keep forgetting that. The other thing I didn't think to do, since we're in space, you know what I ought to do? I also need to do this. We need to do large. We need to do large hydrogen thruster. Yeah, 5. Okay. Yeah, we need to have a Malafor large hydro thrust. And why, you say? Because we don't need those big thrusters on all the time. We can kill these guys off the bar. And this is a reverse. So we've got all engines on. We need forward thrust override. We need Malafor hydro thrust. Large hydro thrust. We can turn those on off. And 6 will be reverse thrust. So we can get moving. So we can turn these guys off. And then we can... Next thing we need to do is camera, view, and let's see what we're looking at. Oh, this is wonky. I should invert it. And in theory, I should then be able to look down at this and see what do we got. We've got iron. Iron's an excellent thing to have in space. I really want ice. I feel like ice is the thing that I truly, truly want more than anything. But we can go ahead and get underway. Turn off our reverse thrusts. We can just start moving that direction. Ooh, there's a mayday over there. We should... I don't know how investigative we're going to be on maydays, if I'm being honest. That seems highly risky in my opinion. So, I don't know. That's another thing. So next steps, because we're about 30 minutes in. So we got a space. Beautiful, we did it. Next steps, we got to find a home. I was thinking we could do a jump. Let's do, you know what? Let's do one full blind jump towards our query. And then we'll look for stuff. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make the biggest jump we can. 750 kilometers, that is not a lot. But gets us away from all that crap. And now we can do some investigation. Wow, that's crazy. What do we got? Show me the money. Stone. Beautiful. I do love stone. That is peak usefulness. Just tons of stone. You know, I've seen people do pretty cool things with this, in which they put like a screen in front of it. Maybe we need to do something like that. We definitely have maybe some iron here. Definitely some iron. I would love to find an ice rock. Like, how cool would that be? First big rock we find, and it's just an ice rock. Let's see, what do we got over here? Oh, this is very hard to control in reverse. That is... I don't know. One spike shows ice. It looks like there could be ice on that rock, but I don't know if there is. There's definitely magnesium. Now that'd be useful for going to war. I wonder if there's a better way to put this camera that I don't have the same amount of struggle. I don't know. Let's find out. We need to look up and this way. This would be... Come on, update please. Stone. It's definitely stone there. That's... You know, give them credit. They got stone and magnesium. Yeah, okay. Okay. I say we just... So, moving right now, like the plan for me is to slowly but surely head for the greener pastures. We don't even need to turn off the forward engines because we need to have no dampers on. Ooh, did we check that rock down there? Look at that big old boy. He's a chonker. I feel like we're about to careen into something. Gotta be very careful with that. That's what I gotta do. Okay, we're pointed at it. Give me a look. Stone. Go figure. What else? Come on, update. Platinum. Hey! We're going there. Ooh, unknown signals. In space. Unknown signals in space. Okay. Let's see if this actually has what we think it has. Man, that there's going to be an issue there. I can already see with this jump drive. We need to probably set the jump drive to be here, on off, and then jump on off. And that way we can turn it off once it gets charged up. We need to be a little bit more judicious with our jumping because we do not have the power resources yet. So uranium, platinum, a mayday is definitely something. I think we have enough platinum thrusters I could retrofit the Googler to space, at least one direction thrust each. I see nickel, so we may have been partially wrong on what this asteroid has. Let's find out. All right, bring us to a stop. Let's go get this unknown signal. And then that's going to be it, guys. We're going to get this first, our very first space unknown signal, and then we're going to wrap. That's going to be a wrap. Ooh, 7 kilometers away. That is not close. Bye, Malafor. Nickel. We need a better ore scouter. I think that's what's. I think we're going to have to turn the. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn the Googler into something that can track nickel. Or track nickel. Yeah, just nickel. Only nickel is what it's going to look for. No, we'll get the Googler set up so that it can operate space, obviously with no oxygen. It would be actually smarter to retrofit the gold digging chomper than it would be the Googler. Googler would be faster and for tugging stuff around, but I think the gold digging chomper may be a smarter choice just because it's got drills, and that's what we need to use everything. We need drills. So cool. What is that? Definitely has a gun on it. Uh-oh. Whoa, look at this thing. We just got ourselves some more stuff. Man, hello, buddy. What is your name? Take the important stuff first. Thrusters? I don't care about that. Where's the other thruster? Yeah, look at that. That is awesome. Hello, Keen. Thank you for your wonderful donation of my thrusters.
Inventory full.
Ah, crap.
Inventory full.
Dang it. What do we got in here that I can get rid of that I don't need? I probably don't need to carry 2 of these anymore. Could use that. Well, what's left? Metal grade, some crap, nothing else. Okay. Ooh. Note to self, Malafor. Oh, it does. It has a 10,000 meter. I forgot about that. Talk about tragedy. What do we got? Is that the Malafor shining like a glowing beacon of happiness? It is. Weird. Why does it do that? Does that mean that other thing's glowing? Doesn't look like it. Huh. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We've gotten the Malafor to space. It is still obviously fit for landing in atmosphere. We don't plan to go anywhere, but I don't see currently a reason to take the wheels off or any of the stuff really. I realize we don't have any intention of going to another planet, but I also don't have a need for all the supplies those things cost. So my thing is leave it as extra parts for now, and then if we end up needing it, we end up needing it. That's what I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a solid. Solid. It's been a minute since I've died for no reason. first. Come over here. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Love that. Love that for me. That's, what do you know? Hello, version of me that is gone. Okay, well that was fun. We did it. We died. Got to space, died immediately. As it should be. Alrighty, you know what? I died. That means I'm gonna get to wave goodbye today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Little like button, subscribe, bell notifications so you don't miss an episode of chaos like this. And yeah, next episode we're heading towards we're going to continue migrating towards that signal, maybe get a little closer to it so that we can engage in warfare. And yeah, if any of that happens, you'll see it here first. So yeah, let's see if we can wave. Hey, we sure can. Alright guys, I will catch you later, taters, and as always, be kind. Bye.